Okay, I want to ask you guys a question. If you didn't know how to drive, would you go online and talk to dudes who could drive on the subject of how to drive a car? And if you would, how much do you think you'll learn about driving a car from talking to guys on the internet or watching videos of guys that can do it? I asked this question because I'm kind of wondering. Let's take the area of the inability to have a conversation with a woman. Would you just guess at how to talk to a woman, or would you not seek instruction from someone that knows how to talk to a woman? Which makes sense to you? Number one or number two? Number one being you would just try to get it by osmosis. Or number two, you'll get actual instruction on how to talk to a woman. Which would you prefer? Leave the answer below. Because I'm kind of curious. I keep running into fellas that have no clue on how to talk to girls. And it's so interesting. I'm working with a fella. I taught him how to talk to girls online. He's not the subject of this, but just to give you an example. He had no clue of how he's come across online. And I taught him how to back engineer how women, from a woman's point of view, see it from their point of view, and then, temper your messages. And now we're working on mind fucking. But if I want to go learn to do, let's say, Krav Maga, I wouldn't read a book on it. I wouldn't talk to jackasses on the internet about it and take their advice on it. I would go get a Krav Maga instructor or any other type of martial art. I'd go to someone who actually teaches it. Correct? Now, we used to have a martial arts studio here in Sacramento called Way of Japan. And anybody in the martial art business knew that was a piece of shit place. You go pay them $100, they'll give you your black belt type of place. Nobody in there was accredited at the time. No real black belts. Just someone just wore a black belt. But there was nothing on the walls showing their accreditation. There was no trophies. Nothing. If you wanted to learn a martial art, would you go to someone like that? Or would you go to a studio where you could see the guy's proof of game? You see his trophies, you see his certificates, you see his belts in glass cases that he's earned. That's what the internet's like to me. You got all these people with no proof of game, spitting out advice. You can't see what the credentials are. That's why I started showing proof of game when I first showed up. That's just the logical thing to do. I started that back in 2001. I'm the one that started showing the photos. That's where the PUA's got that shit from. If you're on my site, you've seen my club photos, right? Some of those photos, I'm in the club. I'm holding a chick's neck. I'm holding her neck to show that that's mine. I got that. I own that. All right? Not some PUA photo where your arms around a ha! I'm showing ownership. I caught this. I don't understand guys that think they can learn by some conversation on the internet stuff. Well, I guess I've seen proof that some people do. I get testimonials all the time. A fellow just wrote me recently how he had been watching my videos for a year, and now he's dating women. Let me see if I can find that email real quick. So I think it came in as an email. That's an unusual situation. And RIP to Carrie Fisher. Hard to believe she passed. She's barely older than I am. Okay, let's see if I can find the fellow's email to me. I've got emails from one person. A lot. I think this is it. No, this fellow's asked, I'm thinking of purchasing your confidence kicker, but I'm worried that it will interfere. No, that's not it. Shit. I got to start all over. Well, the fellow emailed me and said, he's dating more. He's getting a lot of choosing signals from women. He's been listening to me for about a year now. But he's only wants to wait for women that he actually wants to actually go on, actual dates with and make his girlfriend. He's got that programming thing that some guys have. And if you're that fella, good luck with that one, man. You got a long wait ahead of you. Okay, Tony wrote me. It says, I recently discovered your channel when I was looking up fractionation seduction because I desperately wanted to know how to get my ex back. Nope, this is not it. But this fellow did write, yet I didn't have the money, so I decided to look it up on YouTube for hints for what the shotgun method has to offer. And shotgun method, if you know about anything about marketing, it's like the worst marketing you can do. Shotgun method, you go out into the forest with a shotgun and you just aim it in the forest and pull the trigger and hope that you hit something. Rifle marketing is to narrow in on your target market with a rifle and a scope. For example, if you're hunting deer, you go stalk the deer, track it down, and then aim at it and shoot it. Same thing with marketing. You find out what your target market is, and you aim your messages at that target market. And that's what I teach in my dating, is target marketing style. But he goes, YouTube for hints for what the shotgun method has to offer. Nothing. Except a lot of energy and a lot of disappointment. You'd starve to death if that was your food. You'd eat that. But then I stumbled upon your channel, and wow, you really woke me up from the nightmare that was about to come into my life. I would like to thank you. Although I still want my ex back, I don't want to get over her because I still believe I could get another chance. And to Tony, I'm glad I did this. I totally forgot about your email. Normally I delete stuff when I see weird names in there. I don't know. But I'm glad I didn't delete it. But look at how you structure your email. Get another chance. I have a video up that's on my channel when a woman decides to leave. I want you to watch that video. When they decide it's over, it's really over. Should have thought about it 1,000 times. Okay? Begging is the worst thing you do. Crying is like the atomic bomb of worse. Crying to her, shedding tears. She can't trust you to be a man after that. She would never respect you as a man. Okay, Tony? I would like to see you actually go out and find a female that wants to be with you, instead of one that wants to break up and begging her to stay around you. Unfortunately, you're not going to listen to me because you've got some codependency probably with her, and that's why you don't want to leave the relationship and leave it alone. Be careful that you don't become the dude hiding in the bushes. Usually, when they have decided to move on, there's a lot of times there's someone else, that she's thinking about if she's not already fucking. So I would suggest you get back into the game and find a decent female that it'll work with. If it ain't working the first time, what makes you think, oh, you saw those Hollywood movies? In Hollywood, they make it work the second time. In real life, it rarely works out. And I said rarely. And you're probably going to grab onto that for a chance. Well, if there's a chance, I'm going to take it, Supreme. Because she's special. She's different. I've heard it like 1,000 times already. She's the one. She's unique. And I'm hoping it's not you. But when a female decides it's fucking over, dude, she's thought about it 10,000 times. Okay? She's thought about, why you two shouldn't be together. Let me see if I can find the particular article that I'm talking about that I wrote. I didn't actually write it. I took it from a woman who wrote it on a site called So Suave. Let's see. It's not here. Yes, it is here. Okay. I hate to do this all over again, but maybe this might help you. It's kind of heartbreaking to hear you guys' messages. And it's titled, When She Says Goodbye. Now, this woman wrote, "It breaks my heart every time I see one of you guys post a 'How do I get her back' thread. The saddest thing is you probably didn't even do anything wrong. Let me tell you something that might help you move on." So this woman's feeling sorry for you, guys like you there, Tony. You're not alone. I've dealt with so many guys in the same situation. Like you said at the end, I might be able to get her back. I'm really cruel to them. I tell them, think about, she's probably sucking some other guy's dick right now. I'm trying to get them to, break it off with them, not make them go crazy. She goes, "Let me tell you something that might help you move on. She ain't coming back. She's already made up her mind and cut the ties. It's not fair, it's not pretty, but the truth rarely is. Here are a few things that may help explain things. Women think about their relationship 90% of the time, especially since we are told from the cradle that men don't understand a damn thing about love and relationships. We wonder where the relationship is going, where it is, where it was, and about every possible direction it can go. She thinks about you as a potential, now listen fellas, husband, father, lover, and will you dump her if she gets cancer? She'll question you. She used the letters IL. Every second you're with her, and more when you're not. Next big point. Women never forget. Never, never, ever. You said something as a joke. She says she's fine with it, and that should be your first warning. In woman speak, the word fine defines like furious, inside, never ending. She will be dragging crap up from 30 years ago to throw in your face. Does this mean walk on eggshells to prevent upsetting her? Hell no, she writes. But when she says she's fine with something and you suspect otherwise, call her out on it. Tell her. Don't ask. Tell her. So you're really all right with this. You aren't pissed at me. And you aren't going to drag this up later. Is that right? If she says yes, then don't tolerate her dragging up that item. Most of you guys in your situation, you're weak, and she'll walk right over you because you don't want it to end. She got you by the balls now. She agreed she was fine with it and would move on from it. Next big point, women don't like to hurt your feelings. She goes, really? Exclamation mark. We really don't like hurting you. That's why the "I think we should break up" line always hits you from out of left field. You never saw it coming. Because she never mentioned 2 weeks ago that she was thinking about it. She didn't want to hurt your feelings. And unfortunately, modern males today, Tony, you guys are pretty feminine. I just saw a male get his ass beat on World Star Hip Hop. She beat the shit out of him for cheating on her. Skinny little dude, but she beat the shit off at this dude. She had the knees in the face. This part of her fist, bam, upside of his head. He was just cowering on the ground. And that's how a lot of men are. You're weak these days. Not like the old school males. And you're Hispanic. So you know what your dad's generation is like. She goes, this is especially true if she thinks it wasn't your fault for the breakup, i.e. she met someone else. She's having personal problems. This is why we go to car shows, boring, and monster truck rallies, loud and boring, then tell you how much fun we had with a big grin. Yeah, you liked it. Or your music. I like your music. Or your movies. I loved it. When she says it's over, it's over. Her next big point. By the time she decides it's over, it's over. She has thought up 197 reasons that you two shouldn't be together anymore. She has cut the ties and made herself ready to move on. The only thing left to do is to tell you. Now you're probably going to write me back and tell me about the relationship. Don't bother. Over is over. Okay? You're going to say, well, I did this wrong. Don't. Just go find someone new. Okay? Don't stink up my inbox with the poor me shit. Okay? Sorry to be so harsh. I've dealt with guys like you, Tony, a lot. That's why I finally put this video out on my last channel, and I believe it should be on this channel as well. If not, I'm going to do a whole special day where I talk about this particular letter. Okay? The more you hang on and stay in touch and try to win her back, the more fuel you give her reasoning. Basically, the more she decides that she really shouldn't be with you. The best thing you do is kiss her on the nose and say, well, babe, it was fun while it lasted. Good luck, and walk away. Did you hear that? Again, the best thing you can do is kiss her on the nose and say, well, babe, it was fun while it lasted. Good luck, and walk away. That's from another woman. She continues, this doesn't mean she didn't rip your heart out of your chest and stomp it to a greasy spot on the carpet. It just means that nothing else you can say will help the situation. Not pleading, not screaming, and no threats. She continues, don't call. I'm sure you do that. Don't write. Don't email. Don't hire a 25-piece band to play her favorite song in her front yard. Walk away and let it go. Water Tiger. Walk away and let it go. And guys in your situation are pretty sad, man. You guys are pretty pathetic. It's pretty sad. Women take and rip your heart out. And the thing is, they can be fucking someone the next night. And no big deal. That means she'll be up under someone else, doing things she never did for you. Sucking like she never sucked before to impress the new guy. Treat him like a king where she shit on you. And that's what you gotta just let go of, let it go. I always say this to fellas, because I like to rub the truth in. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. It's not worth no trouble. It's not worth it. No woman is ever worth that. Think about it. There could be the perfect female waiting for you right now. Think about that. Now that this female's gone, you're clear to find the right female. Now what happens, as I learned when I was watching that show, What the Bleep is going on, or something like that. What happens is, when you spend time with someone, the synapses in your brain rewire themselves to feel pleasure or whatever, some type of emotion from that person. When you guys break up, the synapses are firing. They need that stimulation from her. And so your brain gets all miswired, and it's probably miswired right now. That's what causes that long dreading, the feeling of being all fucked up in your head. So you have to rewire your synapses to something new that gives you pleasure or whatever emotion she was stimulating in you. Pleasure, pain, doesn't matter. Okay? It's a simple thing of rewiring your brain that needs to be done. And you're going to have to do that. Okay, I'm looking for the other fellow's email, but I guess I'm not going to be able to find it. Yeah. So the brother that sent me that email, I'm sorry, I just can't find your email. And it didn't come that long ago. It should be right here on the top. But my coaching clients, a couple of them send me a lot of emails. Which I'll have to start charging for that, because that's my time. A lot of them, just so many emails. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. As usual, I suck. Okay, well. Wait a minute. Nope. Damn. It's a good email. Anyways, to the brother, maybe it wasn't an email. It might have been an actual message. Let me check YouTube real quick and see if I can find it here. Creator Studios, how you get to your videos. Well, a lot of you guys don't make videos. Then you click on Community for your messages. And of course, I'm in the wrong one. Great. Let me switch channels. And there we go. Under Pimp Game, I guess the rules, Kara says, oh my God. That guy with the spider, Nate's Convo, great show. Michael Nolan, a jacket with long arms is Femme Supreme. Okay, we've already talked about that there, man. A jacket's supposed to have long arms there, dude. Hold on. So, you're saying this jacket has long arms. A jacket with long arms is Femme. This looks Femme on me, huh? Are you serious, Michael? It actually has long arms. Okay. So you're saying this looks Femme on me. If I was out there in the world walking around, I'd look like a femme fuck, huh? Thank God I know what I'm talking about. I just didn't want to feel like arguing with you when I said, I understand. Okay? That's all. It wasn't agreeing with you. I just didn't feel like arguing with you. Terry Keller. When at your peak of your game, you get them all, cuz. He also says, facts. I have proven this over and over again. Not sure which part you're talking about there, Terry. Under Denzel, Gio says, keep it real. Bangura liked it also. JTM is asking me what city Supreme from. I live in a town called Sacramento, California. Remo says this is probably why he has such a hard time. He lacks convo skills. Exactly. And that show shouldn't have been fucking out. That was for the site. I keep forgetting to put unlisted. Damn it. You know, it's not fair to the people that pay to come to the site for me to leak game like that to people who aren't paying. A bunch of Michael Nolan stuff. He says sound like interrogation. Yes, you're correct, Michael Nolan. He's cold calling. Actually, he just said that both the girls chose him. Okay? His exact words, appreciate all the advice. I did, in capital, bold words, not hoe chase them. They viewed me and liked my profile first. And that's why I said that's where your choosing will come from. They'll view you or like your profile. So I messaged them, just trying to figure out where I went wrong. And as I said to him back, it's your conversation skills, man. You're thirsty. You come off like you just want to fuck. You're trying to roll them in, bum rush them into bed. So that kills your game. Damn. One of my past shows, number 217. It says, amen, brother. This is nothing but the truth. Those who fail to understand this will always be behind. The only way to grow is to come to realize that you are the prize. Be the leader and be a damn man. Handsome Prince is back, saying, man, I've been listening to you for years. I'm married now. You married, dude? Weren't you the dude that had all those pictures of himself? I went to your G Plus page and it was all of your hair. Like, there was over 80 pictures of you and your hair. Wasn't that you? I'm married now, and since I've been married for a long time, it couldn't have been you. You must be someone else then. He had the same name, Handsome Prince of... I don't remember the rest of the name. I learned a lot about women since I've been with one. He goes, tough love, what's Player Supreme is all about. I learned a lot from Player Supreme. And Player Supreme is the master. Thank you, Handsome Prince of Hollywood. A lot of dudes, Remo says, are too stuck on stupid and complacent to even bother to dress up. And I think I've done that one, so we're good. All caught up. There's a bunch of comments if you want to read from Michael Nolan. He did write, I can understand if a guy is 5'3", it's hard for him to think of himself as sexy and confident. Yes, it is. He does face special challenges. And that's the thing. I'm going to give you all this truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit, because that won't do you any good out there in the game. When you get out there around women, you'll be wondering, what's wrong? Why isn't it working? And it helps to understand why. See, the dude that I knew from when I was in high school, that was 5'3", he was a martial artist. He was a black belt. And he was a pimp. I'm talking about he had females, on the streets. So, yeah. Also, one of the guys that I went to high school, he has his Super Bowl ring. He played for the Broncos. His older brother was a pimp. He got into it and had females on the streets. I'll leave his name out of it, though. So, anyways, so you guys who think height is the end all, it's not really the end all, but it is a special challenge. You do have to become a huge real man. That didn't make sense, did it? Basically, your manhood has to be 7 feet tall. That's why you see a lot of guys with a short man complex. They'll buy those big ass trucks. They're trying to make up for what they lack up here or here. I told you fellas about the one dude that was about 5'2", Hispanic dude. I swear to God, he had to climb up in his truck in a ladder. I couldn't have gotten in the truck. I think my jaw came to where the seats were. So he looked so funny climbing up into that damn truck, on this fucking ladder and shit, and then driving away. Of course, he had the horn that made a weird noise. I was watching him, and he did his horn thing. I'm like that. If I see something stupid, I'm gonna look at you. I'm not gonna turn away. You do stupid shit, I'm gonna look at you. I even laughed at people, and I laugh at little kids when they act up in the store. I'll point them. Yeah, I'm that bad. The mama spank them. They hate it. Bad man. But sometimes those kids are such brats that's ones I do it to. They deserve it. Shit. Okay, so that's our show for the day, fellas. Peace. I'm out of here.